Hello and what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we're coming back at you with two new products here. I think I know what these could be, but was in conversation back and forth with KeyUnity. They want to send me in some gear for me to check out and share with you guys. So we're going to find out what these are together. I'm going to share with you my raw first impressions here in this video today. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get to it. Of course, these are going to be linked down below if you want to check them out. You absolutely can. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. So we're going to go ahead and I don't know, let's start with this one and we'll come back to this other one here one at a time. Let's go ahead and open this guy here. Boom. And here we go. All right, looks like we're looking at this very interesting carabiner situation here. That's going to be pretty sweet. In the box, you have a KeyUnity sticker, a card as well. We have some additional paracord lanyard here, if you would. And of course, you got the entire catalog, which I've featured multiple times. If you are brand new to KeyUnity, right, one thing you should know is they make a bunch of, very key-related items, but in a few other items as well, right? So they have everything from carabiners to flashlights to pens, right? Hopefully we get a chance to check out one of their pens here sometime. We have, a variety of different things, necklaces and pocket clips and slips and the whole 9 yards. So just to give you a ballpark idea here of everything that they do. So we have featured a couple of products of theirs here in the past in the channel. So if you search for KeyUnity Miguel EDC here on YouTube, you'll be able to find those right away. Speaking of one of their products, I'm going to use this guy right here. I unboxed this one recently in the channel, M390 steel on this little guy. I believe this one's the XX00 or 00XS, and this guy's going to be doing the honors here. Opening this airtight package. This one is a liner lock with M390 and titanium scales, looking pretty sweet. Right, small carry. My wife has been trying to snatch this thing from me for like the past, I don't even know how long. As long as I've had it, pretty much. So yeah, very interesting, tiny little guy. I mean, you can see how tiny it is. Like a keychain knife, if you would. So yeah, very interesting piece there. Check out the unboxing if you haven't already. But today we're gonna check out this guy, and here we go. All right. Let's see, what are we dealing with? First things first, right? First impression, it tells me here that it is titanium, right, on this guy. So let me get my magnet of truth. All right, so the hardware is steel, of course, but the actual, all the other metal is titanium, so that's good. And so this one looks like it's a carabiner, right? I'm noticing that ruler on the side as well. We might want to do a little bit of a zoom in for this one since it's a smaller piece. So we got a ruler going on right here on the side. Looks like from 0 to 2 inches. That always comes handy. And we have the carabiner piece. So this part here is under tension. So you can it looks like a G, right? Kind of looks like a G. You can slide in your key rings or what have you, right? And then it snaps back in place, right? They also kind of work their way down here to this compartment. So once this piece slides forward, they're also locked in this bottom section here. So that's looking pretty good. We'll test that in a moment. Right, it says titanium here on this side. This one is the Miguel should probably go back to kindergarten. The KU00, right? KeyUnity KU00. And this one has a trick up its sleeve. It has this little guy right here. Bam, right? Kind of like a slip joint. It has a half stop, right? That's looking nice. And bam, full stop right there. So check it out right here. It's kind of like a scalpel blade. Boom, boom, right? Very snappy, I'd give you that. Loving and I can see how this piece here works as a back spring, right? So, kind of like very similar to a slip joint, right? That's why it's able to stop right there halfway and then open fully. Good walk and talk, if you know what I mean, right? For my slip joint people, especially on the close. Oh man, that is, okay. Very, very snappy. So yeah, we have a scalpel blade here, right? This one just says JH10 on it, and these are swappable, right? You can take these out and swap them for brand new ones, right? I'm not sure if this is the standard size, which you could get your own if you wanted to, but it says here JH10. We're gonna test out how sharp this guy is in a moment. Here we'll do a cutting test, but yeah, definitely pretty cool there. And it does have this, what is this guy also titanium? Oh, absolutely. All right, so if you want to go with the lanyard solution or paracord, right, you could obviously make your own loop or what have you, and then use this guy right, it would look pretty good, like a nice additional touch there. Just like that, looking pretty good. So I'm not much of a lanyard person myself, right? But that's a nice little touch, especially for, you know, people out there who are into lanyards and definitely know how to make a good lanyard too, because there's like an art to making lanyards and combining them with their bead. So this is a nice little KeyUnity branded bead right there, right? Also titanium. So yeah, this guy's looking pretty cool, right, to say the least. We'll put this guy to the side for a moment. The next box says Live on it, KeyUnity Live. The other one was Element, so it kind of gives you, I think, an idea, you know, how they maybe categorize their items. So we'll find out what's in this one here. All right, there we go. It makes sense. It definitely makes sense now. We are going to be looking at a titanium pen here, ladies and gentlemen, from KeyUnity. I'm excited for that. First, in the package here, we have a bunch of refills. Well, we have at least 4 different refills and 2 different backup springs. So that's nice. You know, they got you covered right there. We get some additional O-rings, these transparent O-rings, 4 of them in there. That's pretty neat. On here, the sticker, KeyUnity card, and the product catalog, which we looked at a second ago. So let me put these in the box for now, and let's open this guy. Right, here's that other KeyUnity knife that we've looked at so far. This one has its own sort of wire loop, if you would, right? The blade is like a chisel ground. So this one's also looking pretty interesting. We'll bring these back here in a moment for some size comparisons, but go ahead and make an incision here. Now, of course, I'm using these. You don't necessarily need a knife. If you don't want to, you could also rip open, right, with these nice little tabs here as well. But hey, I'm a knife guy, so of course I'm going to use a knife. So here we go. All right, first impression, this thing is very, very lightweight, to say the least. Yeah, definitely lightweight, definitely titanium, even down to that bolt action. It's kind of like a bolt action pen. Let's kind of zoom in a tad bit so you guys can see it. Boom, bam. All right, digging the action so far. We do have a big hole right here, or lanyard hole. Maybe you want to, you know, put it on a necklace or tie a bead around it or what have you. Maybe add a little bit more weight, because it is pretty lightweight as it is. We have a titanium logo there and KeyUnity logo right here at the top. All right, let's see if I can actually read what this says. All right, this is the KP00, KP, right? K for KeyUnity, P for pen, 00 for being their first model. All right, by the way, if you're loving the zoom in feature here and there in the videos, definitely let me know in the comments, right? Appreciate the feedback. I will say first impressions, you know, I picture this one being a little bit bigger, more around the size of a full-size pen, if you would. Lengthwise, you know, you can kind of see what it looks like on my hand. I mean, with most KeyUnity items, they're a little bit on the smaller side. They're, you know, kind of like key ring size for the most part. So I'll remove this wax here from the tip, if I may. All right, remove this wax so we can access that ink. And I think we're ready to write on a piece of paper, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and give that a try here. Got some textbook paper here. All right, let's see. Yeah, right away we're getting some good old calligraphy lines going on here. And of course, I haven't done calligraphy in like forever. If I can spell right, there you go. All right, yeah, G-U-Y-S, guys, that's how you spell that. Yeah, when you're on camera, you get a little nervous, but yeah, my chicken scratch, there you go. Thank you guys for your love and support. Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, right? Subscribe if you aren't already. But yeah, it's actually writing really nice. I mean, it's definitely writing really good here. I'm just kind of doing some other calligraphy style text on there, but yeah, I mean, I would say compared to, you know, some other, it kind of definitely has that thicker ballpoint in the front. So it's going to be a little bit on that, you know, kind of regular pen feel, right? It's not going to be a fine point pen or anything like that. I've been getting so used to using my Zebra F301s that my wife is always snatching away from me. So I don't even have one on hand right now to show you, but I'm so used to that one. It has a little bit more of a fine point, but that one doesn't have what this one has as far as the feel, right? And obviously the aesthetics to go along with it. So that's nice. Of course, the bolt action here, right? That's gonna be pretty sweet to not only to use, but you bet your boy's gonna be fidgeting with this thing, right, nonstop. It's cool that it is on titanium. This is officially the first titanium pen I have gotten a chance to check out here in the channel. So there we go. I see where the O-ring comes into play now, right? The O-ring goes right here in the front cap right there, right? Kind of makes everything nice and sealed. And the construction is pretty basic. I mean, pretty upfront, which is a good thing. Basic and simple, right? Simplicity here is your best friend. That means it's going to be more reliable, right? It's going to last a long period of time, no complicated mechanism. All right, so there is your cartridge with your ink, and of course the spring right there. I mean, should something go south, you have, well, clearly when you run out of ink, you got some spare backup ones, and then of course you have the additional springs right there, right? Should one go missing on you, maybe if it loses tension over time, which is kind of hard to believe unless you like flick this thing open and close 20 bajillion times a day. But yeah, nice. Screw in, right? Then you put, it kind of puts pressure on the O-ring and it creates a nice tight seal. Does it unscrew from up here? Ooh, yes. Yes, it does. All right, there's not much going on here, but I think, oh yeah, that does give you a closer look at the bolt action, right, system there. Give you guys a little zoom in there so you can see it in more detail. All right, you can kind of see that bolt action. Right, it's kind of like a barrel, a cylinder that's going up and down pretty much. So that's about it. And yeah, it would look kind of silly without it, because then you just have an open hole there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy back. All right, so it screws nice and tight. No O-ring on this one, all right, which is interesting. Me being a weirdo, I'm just going to go ahead and slap an O-ring on there, because why not? I got 4 of them. So let me just try that, give you guys a feel for what that looks like. All right, so there's my new O-ring, and I'll go ahead and slap one back here. All right, there we go, nice and easy. There's the O-ring in place. All right, there we go. Now we're talking. All right, that's nice and sealed with an O-ring there, and obviously over here as well. I'm just doing it for the sake of demonstration. It didn't come like that out of the box, obviously. You saw that, but yeah, looking pretty interesting, pretty cool. Bolt action pen here. Again, I picture it being a little bit bigger. I'll give you guys an idea here, size-wise or length-wise. This guy comes in at a just over 3.5 inches, less than 3 3/4, so maybe 3.6, 3.65, right? Somewhere around that vicinity. But yeah, for a small carry, one thing, I mean, you got to give it props, right? It's definitely not going to take a lot of space, right? That's one thing. This one is probably going to be carried in a pouch somewhere because it doesn't have its own independent clip, so that's something else to keep in mind. Right, so maybe you want to slide it into a pocket, or maybe you have like a carry pouch, EDC pouch. You can slide this guy in. But yeah, very interesting product here from KeyUnity. Let's actually do some size comparisons, right? Just to kind of show you everything here. We'll go back to this zoomed angle because I feel like that one gives us the best view there. You can see everything in frame. Right, here are those other guys that we looked at as well. For this one, I ended up removing this, and then I just put it back because I was afraid I was going to lose it. But you can actually remove this part, and then I could actually it can actually sit flat on the table now. There we go. All right, so there you go. That's everything there folded. Obviously, the knives are folded. All right, you can see size-wise, you know, they definitely pay a lot of attention to detail with small builds, small construction items. All right, so that's something to keep in mind. All right, if I open these guys, and again, these have their separate unboxing video. If you want to check them out, you absolutely can. All right, these are probably up there for the world's smallest knives, but that's intentional, right? It's exactly what they were going for there. Quick size comparisons. Of course, all of these are going to be linked down below if you want to check them out. And because this guy has a blade on it, of course, you know we're going to do our scientific cutting test. Right, so we'll get that scalpel blade out here. Got a piece of textbook paper, all right, the usual stuff. I mean, this is probably going to be the sliciest blade possible. I mean, doctors use this stuff to, you know, make incisions on people for surgery and stuff like that. So obviously it's going to cut paper, right? No problem. Obviously you have kind of a cutting area here. You don't want to run your cut into the titanium piece or probably catch there. So there you go. We know I can cut paper. You don't necessarily have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. Here's a piece of cardboard, single wall cardboard, right? When cutting cardboard, just cut diagonally like that for the best performance. I mean, it's going to cut, right? It's definitely going to cut, but because we don't have a big cutting path, it's going to struggle a little bit to actually make it past, yeah, past the second layer. So that's what's going to happen. Well, yeah, I mean, are you going to use this to cut cardboard? Probably not, right? I think you probably have a dedicated knife for that. probably do, right? But again, at least just to show you, right, the product going through different materials, right? You got now have a feel for it. I mean, one thing's for sure, it's very easy to open, right? You just get your nail right here in this section. You can use a nail neck, or I prefer using right there, and or pinch and pull, right? Like, very nice that you would have a blade right there. Just don't take this through TSA, obviously. They'll give you a hard time for anything that's sharp, but yeah. Feel like on the fly, if you did, you know, it happens a lot to all of us, right? I mean, you can relate. If you're a knife person and you have, you know, a plethora of knives like I do, or, you know, even you have your own rotation, however many knives you have, it often happens that we leave our knives at home and we're like, oh man, I feel naked now that I didn't put a knife in my pocket. Well, if you have this attached to your car keys or house keys or what have you, you're going to need those when you go out the door anyway. So you might as well have, you know, a sharp object with you, right, at all times. Or of course you could have something more like, you know, these guys too, which are a little bit more dedicated, longer blade, right? These do go through the material a little bit better. Probably not going to be a dedicated cutting tool, but, you know, in a pinch, right, these can do pretty good there as far as, you know, cutting material goes. All right, so there you go. Take a look there side by side, give you a zoom in right there. But yeah, there you guys have it. Some quick unboxings, first impressions on this new carabiner here from KeyUnity. We also have the bolt action pen, right, looking pretty nice, right, all titanium. That's one thing KeyUnity has going for it. They have a lot of titanium related products, right, so you know it's high quality, very nice feel to the touch as well. And of course, all of these are going to be linked down below. So if you're interested in checking prices, availability, variants, and all that good stuff, then definitely check those links down below. Those do help out the channel, but at zero extra cost to you. And that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts on these products, right? Let me know what questions you may have, concerns, feedback, anything. Let's hang out in the comment section down below. If you made it to this point in the video, you're awesome, right? Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It is absolutely free. Also, do consider subscribing if you like knife and EDC content like this on a daily basis. I promise you, it will be worth coming back for more. I think in the future, we'll check out some flashlights from them as well, and a few other different products. I've been trying to diversify what products I get to check out from them, so you guys can see a little bit of everything that they have to offer. Keychains, carabiners, knives, bolt action pens, and they got a plethora of other products. So definitely check out KeyUnity. A shout out to them for sending these products in for me to share with you guys, and also shout out to my Patreon supporters for supporting me on Patreon. You guys can support me on Patreon or right here on YouTube by becoming a channel member. You'll get access to exclusive perks. Thank you all so much for your love and support. If you made it to the end of the video, check out these other two products here from KeyUnity. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next video. Either this one or this one. Peace.